So why are we here today? So this is December. This is a big moment where people try to reflect upon what they can do differently in 2026, what they can achieve, what they want to set goals for. So this is one of my most popular seminars because I literally have testimonials from people telling me how it changed their life. Now, I'm not saying it's going to change your life, but it can have a significant impact if you take good notes and follow through the process. So I didn't come up with this. I'm a big follower of Jim Rohn. So this has a lot of the nuances of the goal-setting seminars of Jim Rohn that speak about personal philosophy and things of that nature. So let me start with why. Why did I start this? Why did I do this? So going back to 2016. Okay, so 9 years ago, I was going through a separation with my now ex-wife. Okay, 3 kids. I'm an open book. She decided to have a 4th child without me. What do you do? Right, so you move on. So at that point, I want to say I was like 33 years old. Right, so crushing as a young man to have all of these visions of family, trust, loyalty. You thought you built it, and then it's just gone, like poof, like everything you knew was like false, almost a false sense of reality. So I became very angry, became very bitter. I had this very why me attitude, why is this happening to me? How am I ever going to come out of this? How am I ever going to rebuild my life? How am I going to afford child support? How am I going to do all these things, right? The negative side of life. And then in 2017, I met Yasmin, and she's really, people say this, but it's true. Behind every man that appears to have it together, successful, there's always a brilliant woman behind them. That's helping bring out the best of them. And that's what my wife Yasmin is for me. So she was trying to get me into personal development, trying to get me to read books, and I was just like, it's not for me. It's not my thing, right? And then we were driving somewhere one day, and she just, instead of telling me to do something, she just played something in the car. And it was Jim Rohn talking about the diseases of attitude. The diseases of attitude talk about pessimism, complaining, griping, all of these negative outlooks on things are basically a disease to your attitude and way of being, right? So that was my first introduction to Mr. Jim Rohn, and then I was just engulfed in the self-development, in the I can have an extraordinary life. I can continue learning, I can continue growing, I can set goals. And one of the main things that I came across in my discovery with Jim Rohn was his philosophy on goal setting. So goal setting to me was never taught in school, wasn't taught to me in high school, wasn't taught to me in college, wasn't taught to me in my corporate career. What they showed me was how to attain specific goals that seem to help me, but they're really their goals, right? Hey, we need you to do this much volume. We need you to have this many new customers. We set a goal, we set a call number, we set this. These were goals that were set by other people, not by me. So the Jim Rohn philosophy is about setting goals for your own life that really shape your behavior going forward, okay? So the thing that's funny about this, not really funny, but the thing that's interesting about this is we've always been setting goals without knowing it. You guys are all here at this present point in your life, not by accident. You had a goal, you had some type of vision, and you attained certain things as you progressed to get to today. And the thing is that process is not intentional. It's done accidentally. I didn't get here on purpose. I got here because I thought about it, I wanted it, and then it just kind of happened, right? But it wasn't intentional. So the real thing that we want to get into is how do we set goals with intention? Bringing it from the subconsciousness to the front of consciousness, so it just becomes naturally what you guys do. Okay? So, yes?
Can I take permission to record?
Yeah, yeah.
Audio.
Audio, I got the video going there.
I'll do audio.
I'm bad at editing, so maybe Candy will edit it for me. All right, so as people, we're primarily affected by 5 things, okay? And the first one is our environment. All right, I usually write better than that, but that's environment is what it says, okay? So where we live, the community we're in, traffic, the weather, the people around us, our families, we're all affected by our environment. The second thing we're affected by is events. Events can be micro, macro. So what I was going through with my prior relationship, what I still go through with raising my kids in a split household, what's going on economically with presidencies, with interest rates, with wars, what's going on in your community, locally. We're all impacted by events. The third thing we're all impacted by is our knowledge. What we know and also what we don't know, okay? What we've learned from books, what we've become aware of throughout the course of our life, what we know and what we don't know affects our lives. The fourth thing is results. We're all affected by results, right? The results of earning enough, being enough, feeling enough, loving enough. Like, we're all affected by the result of something. And the fifth thing that all people are affected by is our view of the future. How we feel about the future is one of the biggest impacts to someone's life, okay? Now, when we go through these 5 things that people are affected by, okay? Environment, there's a limited amount of control. So when I go back to tell you guys about this seminar that I came across called The Diseases of Attitude, complaining about the environment, where I live, my community, traffic, this weather's cold, that's not a positive way of looking at one of the main things that impacts you that you don't really have control over. Events around us, we don't really have control over either. We have some control over knowledge, but that is predicated by someone's desire to acquire knowledge. And then results, we have some control over, but results end up happening from the basis of your actions and what people don't realize, okay? The one thing we have 100% control of is our outlook on the future, okay? There's 2 ways you can approach the future. It's with fear and apprehension, or it's with anticipation. Fear and apprehension is the what if game. Well, I want to make this investment, but what if this happens? What if this happens? Like, I want to date again and find a new relationship, but what if this happens again? What if this happens again, right? That is a view of the future of fear. It's apprehension. It keeps you from acting, okay? Now, the other option is anticipation. Does anyone want to guess how close is the future? The next minute.
Yeah.
It's the next minute. The future is literally the next minute, right? And every day after that, every week after that, every month after that, right? So having a view of the future of like anticipation, so it creates excitement. It creates excitement in your every day. It makes everything else that we do easier. So the best way to anticipate the future is to make sure it's well designed, okay? And that's what we're gonna go through today as we get into this, okay? So, you guys good on this part? All right, so, we will get it deep into goal setting, promise, we're just getting there, okay? So, in our lives, there's 4 things that we're also primarily involved in, right? So the first thing we went over was the 5 things we're typically affected by. These are the 4 things that we're primarily involved in, okay? So the first thing is potential. Second is action. Third one is results. And the fourth one is attitude. End of a box. Okay? So during the course of our lives, these are the four things we are constantly ebbing and flowing into. Okay? Every cause has an effect. Okay? So since everything affects everything else, our potential is impacted by our attitude. Our attitude impacts our action. Our action impacts our results. So, imagine me in 2016, 17, 18. What kind of attitude do you think I had about life?
Pretty bleak. Yeah, good.
How much of my potential do you think I could tap with that mindset? Okay. How much action do you think I took? And what do you think the results were? Lousy. Lousy. Not the life I'm living today. At all. At all. Okay? So here's the main component. The main component is attitude. It's how we view life. Come on in. We're recording this so you can rewatch it. That's all right. So attitude is the main component. How you feel and view about things will determine the amount of potential that you tap, whether it's a little bit or a lot. Okay? How much capacity do human beings have for potential? We don't. Unlimited. We don't know. As much as you want. As much as you want. Right? So the right attitude will allow us to tap into the greatest amount of our potential, which will invigorate us to take the greatest amount of action. And then that action will give us results. What happens when the results are bad? What happens to your attitude if results are bad? It goes down. What happens to your attitude if results are up? It goes up, right? So everything starts and ends with attitude. Your view on the future, your view on things that's going on. So the better the attitude, the greater the potential the greater for your potential, your action, and your results. So there's an old saying that Jim Rohn says, right? That I'm listening to. It says we get too soon old and too late smart. Right? So we age faster than we acquire knowledge. And that all has to do with our attitude around our thirst to acquire knowledge.
I thought that was just me.
Well, no, it's not with you. Okay. So our actions are really determined by our attitude and our outlook on things. Okay. So humans have this incredible ability to finish something before we start it. Okay. As a human being, we have this incredible ability to finish something before we start it. Okay, I'm going to elaborate on what that means. Okay? Is it possible to finish something before you start it? Shaking no?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. The answer is, of course. All right? Do you build a house first? Or do you design a house first? You design a house first. So the finished product is a specified plan. So we finish something before we start it. We finish the design and the plan of the home as its finished product, and then we start the project. So that's the thing that our minds as human beings has above anything else that we know, is that we can design the future. We can design the finished result mentally, draw it out, map it out, and then start. So we finish before we start, okay? And when you do things that are planned by design, the pull on you it has is like a magnet. Because you've already painted the finished picture. That desire, that finished picture is there, what you want. You finished it, So now it's time to get to work. And if it matters enough, I'm telling you, it's easy. It's like a magnet, just pulls on you, okay? Everything has 4 elements to it: cause, effect, direction, destination. Cause, effect, direction, and destination. What we want control over in our lives is our direction and our destination. Okay? We always want to know where we're going. You always want to have a vision of where you're going, right? Because now you'll take action, which is the cause. It'll have a result, which is the effect, and it will continue on your direction to your destination. Okay? If you don't have a destination, bouncing around, right? What's happening to you in your life is the cause, and now you're having an effect that's impacting your attitude, that is impacting your action and your direction and where you want to go. Okay? So if you design something well, it pulls like a magnet. I can't repeat that enough. The better defined your purpose, the stronger the pulls. So the one thing, guys, that I want to just share is that I'm not telling, I'm not trying to insult anybody. Like, I'm not telling anybody how to think. Okay? Actually, I'm sorry. I'm not telling anybody what to think. I'm trying to share with you guys a new way of thinking, right? A new way of looking at things. Okay? So imagine this. You set a goal of buying $1 million house. Okay? All right. And here, write this down. This is a Jim Rohn quote. Purpose is stronger. I'm going to say it because you probably won't be able to read it after I read it. All right. Purpose is stronger than object. Purpose is stronger than object. Okay? And what does that mean? Okay? The object is the goal. Okay? So now the goal is I want $1 million house. Okay? An object that you want and desire can pull your behaviors to attain it. Okay? But purpose is stronger than object. So you ask yourself this question. For what? You know, me and my wife just did this in the summer. We got the $1 million house. Like, yay, we achieved this like amazing goal, right? That's what people see on the outside. But it's the for what that drove us to do it, okay? The for what is, why do you want this home? Well, we wanted the house to be the destination for our kids' friends. We wanted to host family during holidays. We wanted the prestige that comes with it. We wanted the experiences that come with it. We wanted the backyard to have the memories with it, right? Now, it's becoming real. Now I'm putting purpose behind it. Guess what's pulling me more to want it? It's the purpose, it's not the object. Okay? So, if we design things well, if we define purpose, an object will pull you. An object with meaning will pull you. An object with purpose assigned to it will pull on you like nothing else. Like nothing else. Okay? So, the major value of reaching the goal is not to actually have the goal. Okay? The value in reaching a goal is about the person you have to become to attain it. And the person you have to become shows itself because of our unlimited potential based upon our attitude and our purpose. Okay? Anything can be achieved. So if I set a goal of, I want to be a millionaire. Okay? Once I hit that, I could give all the money away. Someone would say, why would you do that, right? Because the value isn't the money. The value is the person that I am at that moment that had to become the person that gained that $1 million. If I gave it all away, I can do it again and again and again, right? The one thing you'll never lose in your life is the value and the skills that you've developed for yourself, along with your attitude and your outlook on the future. Okay? If those stay true and growing, like there's an unlimited ability. Like why do some people have jets and boats and yachts and some don't? Right? They dreamed bigger. That had greater purpose to them. Okay? So the patience, the brains, the discipline, the organization, the employing of others, the relationships that you make, the skills, the personality you develop, that all becomes your primary and greatest value, not the $1 million. All right, so we're gonna get into the deeper part of the workshop, which is the actual goal setting piece. You guys ready?
Yes.
A little excited?
Yes.
All right, I'm telling you, this thing changed my life. I went from making like 100,000 a year to like 5 times that, like in a matter of like 5 years. Yeah. Like, and it's not about the money. It's like I've become the best version of myself that I've been, like a better father, better husband, better person, better loan officer, better community advocate, all of it. Okay, so life is multidimensional. So I'm just gonna write these categories down because goals should be multi-dimensional as well. Okay, so goals usually fall in like main categories. So one is financial, the other is business career. Big one is family. Another one is personal development. Health is a major category. Lifestyle, I wrote that wrong. Lifestyle and fun. And then the last category is your contribution. Your impact on others. Okay? So these 7 categories are the main categories of goal setting. It's monetary, it's career driven, it's family driven, it's about yourself and who you become. It's driven by health, it's driven by lifestyle, experiences, fun, toys. And then it's your contribution and impact, like your will, what is your goal to help other people, that type of thing. Okay? So clarity creates a lot of power. So most people don't know exactly what they want. They think they do, but they've never written it down. The act of defining your goals and simply writing it down gives you direction, focus, and internal motivation. Okay? Goals must be yours, they must not be borrowed. Right? Big goals create pull. They don't push you away. If something requires your willpower to do, it means it's not that important to you. That's a push. That means it's something that's like, oh, God, I have to get up and do this. That's not enough. Okay? A big goal with purpose is gonna pull you. I'm gonna wake up excited. I'm like, all right, I'm one step closer. All right, you're doing this today. Just one more phone call, right? Okay? And the key to this is to review and rewrite your goals regularly. I do this every 6 months for myself. I lock myself in a room for like an hour and a half, and I do this whole process alone. And then the missing ingredient is always action planning. So a goal without a plan is simply a wish. It's wishful thinking. I wish I can have this, I wish I can have that. So we're gonna walk you through some big life questions, okay? So, I've been doing this a long time, so it's like a collection of notes, like all like stapled together. Okay? So, this is your opportunity to use your imagination. Okay? You want to open up your imagination. We have to tap this resource to really, really succeed and reach another level in life. Because what happens as adults, actually, let's go further back. Ask my kids what they want to be for a living. Okay? My 13-year-old son still thinks he's going to be a pro soccer player. He's good, but he's not pro. Okay? You know, my youngest son's like, oh, I'm going to play in the NFL. He's 11. I was like, he's actually pretty good, but I'm still not pro good, I don't think. So as a child, your imagination is like, whew, it's like enormous. Like it's unlimited what you want and what you think you can have. And what happens is as we reach certain ages in our life, we start to hear, no, you can't. No, come on, that's not realistic. So then you start to reduce your worth and your desires. And the ones that have those yachts and have those houses and those boats, they just shut them all up and just kept on believing, right? So we want to use our imagination to reinvigorate our belief in what we can accomplish, okay? So I want you guys to start with a fresh piece of paper. All right, this is the writing part of the exercise. All right, and we're getting right into the actual goal setting aspect of it. Okay, it's not just me talking, I promise. Okay, so I want you guys to write down this question. Okay, just write down the question to start. What 5 things have you accomplished that you are already proud of? Is the music okay?
Yeah.
Took a while for me to find. I started with violin music, and I was like, no, that's too high pitched. So what 5 things have you accomplished that you are already proud of? So I just want you to number 1 through 5 and write 5 things. We'll take a couple minutes to do that. So this is important to start with grace. Appreciation for what you've already done. You're all here, you've all accomplished something. You know, I learned you're raised a young woman now, right?
Not quite there.
It's still like, so like we think like, so we want to start with grace for ourselves. Anytime you do this. What 5 things have I already accomplished that I'm proud of? Come on, don't be so hard on yourself. You can get 5.
Isn't it crazy how we do that?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it's like, it's our way of thinking, right? So you want to know what's a major accomplishment? Like for me, getting up in front of a room like this and talking. I couldn't do this 5-6 years ago, right? But you know, we don't think about these little things as major accomplishments, but it really is, because this feat is like a big driver for everything else that happens in life. You know?
And you're good at it, you know.
Oh, thank you.
You really are.
Thank you. Thank you. So one of my 10-year goals is to be an orator, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I think AI is going to make it easier for me to write a book. That's another goal of mine, is to write some books. All right. So you have your 5 things that you've already accomplished and are proud of. All right. Now, underneath that, I want you to write this next question. What do you want in the next 10 years? Don't answer it. Just write the question. What do you want in the next 10 years? Just give me a heads up when you have written that question. What do you want in the next 10 years? All right, ready? So now what I want you to do is, as fast as you can, you just write down things. We want to try to get to 50. Try to write them in a list format, because we're going to do something to the right side of it. So leave some space to the right of it. But what do you want in the next 10 years? If you go back to that moment where your imagination was limitless, unlimited, like what do you want for the next 10 years of your life? This is not what you think you can get. It's what you want, no matter how outlandish it is. No details, just write them down the list. Think about places you want to go. Investments you might want to make. I'll give you guys cues throughout this thought process, just to help you. Okay? Remember the 7 categories of important things in most people's lives? But what do you want in 10 years? What type of personal things, business things? between now and the next 10 years, what would really do it for you? To say, wow, what an extraordinary life I have. Skills you want to learn, languages, residence to acquire. Places you want to visit, revisit, experiences you want to have. So I have this like long-term goal that I think is further out than 10 years. So it's not on my 10-year goals, but it's in my mind. I want to have a house in every season. And just like move around once a quarter. Like, why not? I don't think it's that hard. I think it's just not well planned. Do you want to write a song? Write a book? Bungee jump, go skydiving.
That's what I want to avoid.
Certain amount of money you want to make. Certain amount of money you want to give away. That would be great, right? You set a goal to get to a certain amount of money so you can give it away. Projects you want to do. I was telling Yasmin, it's never too late to star in a movie. You can be in a movie. It doesn't matter whether I'm too old now. She's 33, she's beautiful, she's smart, tall. She could be in a movie.
Absolutely.
It's never too late. It's never too late. You want to play in a band? Maybe you're secretly a musician.
I do want to be in a band. I have a very dear friend. I love Greek music, and I have a very dear friend who's a Greek musician. And I was with them the other morning for coffee.
Yep.
And I said, Charlie, I always wanted to be in a band.
Yeah.
He's so funny. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, can't sing. Shit, but-
I mean, there's ways to learn how to sing. Like,
So fun.
you guys ever watch the movie A Star Is Born?
Yes.
I've seen it in ages.
Right? What's it? Bradley Cooper
Yep.
was literally taught how to sing.
Sounds great in the movie.
It
Bless his
sounds great.
Yeah.
I've heard that, yeah. Liam really interested.
Yeah.
Liam worked on it.
Yeah. But keep going with your list. We want to have a nice, robust list of boundless potential, boundless things that you could have or achieve in the next, things that would give you the most incredible life in the next 10 years. Do you want a new wardrobe, a new look? Start a family?
I don't know about that.
Send a family off?
That ship has sailed.
You know? Everyone's at different stages in their life.
Yeah.
Move to a new state. My other goal is to retire in Europe.
Oh, Italy.
And my kids are like, no, but then you'll be so far away. And I'm like, well, then you have a place to come visit.
That's the plan.
You know? What would give you the greatest satisfaction, joy, pleasure to live an unbelievable life? Habits you want to change. Health you want to acquire. Revenge you want to give up. I'm telling you, revenge is a motivator. It's a goal. To prove people wrong. When I first, one of my most motivating moments when I, discovered this stuff and got in, it was revenge-based. I was like, all right, I was married with 3 kids and you had another kid with someone else, I'm just gonna get super rich. It was more revenge-driven. And you know what happens is as I've healed throughout the years, it's not a pull on me anymore. So I have to redefine goals, redefine purpose, because it carried me so far, and then all of a sudden, I don't care about revenge anymore. Right? Do you want a maid upstairs, a maid downstairs? A chauffeur.
I am the maid.
Yeah. A full-time cook.
Got one.
That is in my 3-year plan. A full-time cook.
I like that one. Scratch out, learn to
I'll
cook.
come to
It's
it.
time cook.
Higher.
Just fire that out. It's a little bit higher.
Yeah, why not? It can be both. You can learn to cook and have an extraordinary life where you pay someone to cook for you. Why not? That's not an uncommon thing to have a cook.
I like
Like
that.
one of the most common things that's happened in our society is the affordability of cleaning. And the time that it gives you back in your life to just pay someone to clean your house once a week. Okay? The next level is food. The amount of time it takes to prep, prepare, shop, cook food. I want a full-time cook. My goal. You know? Maybe a house big enough for them to live there all the time. You know? You want to learn a new craft. Develop a new career. Like Chris, rockstar.
Oh, jeez.
Do you want to greatly advance your current career? Keep making this list, as many as you can think of. Jim Rohn quote, "To the believer, anything is possible." I will never say a quote's mine, unless it is, but these are not. But I did actually develop my own quote that I haven't trademarked, but it's on my website, that I developed from this process. And my quote is, "If you define your purpose, the rest is the result of." If you define your purpose, the rest is the result of. That is a Leo Turco quote, not stolen. Right? Define your purpose, the rest is the result of. Everything you have is based upon a defined purpose. Everything you can have is based on that as well. Couple more minutes. Keep growing this list. Anyone close to 50?
I already wrote a Leo Turco quote.
Did you?
Look at this,
Which
one
one was
says
it?
Leo Turco. If you design something well, it pulls like a magnet. That's not you.
That's a rewording of Jim Rohn. That one is the But, you know, the first time I did this, I still had this limiting mindset. It was hard for me to write down 50. It was hard because we still have this mindset of like not believing it's possible. But I want you to think, if anything was possible, what could you want, have, feel, experience, see? You know, the purpose of this workshop is to stimulate your imagination. If my kids were here, they'd have 9 pages of stuff right now, right? So that's what we need to get back to, right? All right, so do me a favor there. Put a star next to the top of this section, and that star is basically a mark for you to go back to. Go back to and continue building on the list, okay? You do want to try to redo this on your own. And you can do this one-on-one if you want, okay? All right, so here's what we're gonna do to the list. All right, I want you to go through each item on your list, and next to it, write the number 1, 3, 5, or 10. Okay? This is, oh, I want to go to Egypt. I could do that in a year. Let's put a 1 there. Or, hey, I want to buy my next investment property. Definitely going to happen within 3. 1, 3, 5s, and 10s. And just think to yourself, hey, that's about a 1-year goal. This one, it's about a 5-year goal. Amazon Music for the win. We'll have to edit that out because they did not pay me to plug them. All right, a 1, 3, 5, or 10. Anyone want to be bold enough to tell me? Actually, hold on. Let me know when you're done. Skip that. I don't want to skip that part. One, 3, 5, 10. All right. The next thing I want you to do is to tally it up. How many ones do you have? Write it down. How many 3s do you have? Write that number down. How many 5s, how many 10s? And this is going to be very interesting to see once we have those tallies. And then who wants to be bold enough to tell me which one they have the most of?
Mine's tied between 1s and 3s.
1s and 3s. How many ones?
Me too. 7.
7. 3 7s?
Yep.
I'm sorry, yeah. 7 3s.
7 3s.
7 3s. We can math, I think. 7 3s. Okay. How about 5s and 10s?
I have 6 5s, 4 times.
Well, it's a good balance. Anyone else? Okay.
I have 4 1s and 3 3s.
And 3 3s.
And
Okay.
I have no 5s and 10s.
No 5s and 10s.
I don't either.
Okay. No
I can tell you
5s and
why.
10s.
Because I'm thinking about my age. I mean, I still could have a goal for 10 years, but I'm just thinking more short term.
I get that.
You
You're
know,
thinking
it's
like,
like 10 years, well, I guess
I
I'd
mean,
still
you have
be-
more than 10 years of life left. So.
I hope so.
You all do. You all do.
Yeah, I have 7 1s and 4 3s.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
I have 11 3s,
11 3s. How many ones?
6,
6. Okay. What about the 5s and 10s?
5 3, 1 10.
Okay.
I have 6 1s and 6 5s, and 5 3s and 2 10s.
2 10s.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's the interesting part about this. There's usually a larger variation when I do these, except when it's with real estate agents. Yeah. With real estate agents, there tends to be you're probably the most balanced I've come into it. For real estate agents, I think because we're, especially even as lenders, I think we're always predicated on the next deal mentally, that our long-term thinking is skewed. Right? We're only thinking so far ahead because we're always chasing something like right in front of us, right? So it's harder for us to open our minds and envision later down the road, 5 years, 10 years, right? But what I would encourage you to think about on your own when you go back to this list is think deeper about the ones you don't have. Try to create more 5-year, 10-year goals, because part of not having those 5 and 10-year goals also is the limitation on your imagination. You're also not believing that more is possible for yourself. What's one outlandish goal that somebody wrote down?
My all-time life goal is to have clean sheets every day.
Okay.
Someone to change my bed every day.
So you want like a live-in maid?
Yeah, she just needs to work 10 minutes a day. Every day.
Well, and then also launder them.
So there's people that live in the penthouse of hotels that have this service. So maybe the goal is to buy a penthouse in a hotel.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So next piece. So we got like 10 minutes left and we're right on time. I promise. Okay. My notes are like all over the place now. I gotta reorganize this. Maybe have someone type it for me?
Yes.
Someone in Candy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the next step is I want you to look at just the category of one. The things that you put a one next to. And do you have some?
No.
You have none? What do you have?
You have no ones?
I have no ones.
Yeah.
Because it was 10 years, so I was thinking out
Yeah.
10 years. I wasn't
So
thinking.
you have a lot more 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a planner, so
Huh?
yeah.
So zero ones. Shelley, 0 ones?
0 ones.
How many threes?
1.
1 3. Okay.
And then 2 5-year and 5 10-year.
Okay. All right. So we definitely have to uncover more things that you want too, because it's the 1 year goals, right, are right in front of you. Okay. It's like, I don't know, like I'm gonna change my car. I'm gonna give back my lease and get this car instead. It's a 1 year goal. It's possible. You know, or it's, you know what, I really want this, I can never pronounce, is it Tissot, the watch? Is that a brand?
So, yeah.
What?
No, no, I know
Tissot?
exactly what you
Right?
want.
It's like a $900 watch. Nothing like crazy, but still like a little bit much for a watch. I was like, I want that this year. Like that's on my 1 year goal. Why? Just to attain it, really. Just to attain it and then to wear it too. It's like, as a man, there's like a couple staples.
Yeah.
Like it's not the same as women when we accessorize.
Mhm.
It's literally a pen in your hand, and the watch on your wrist. Right? Those are the things that stand out, men between men, at least what I see. Right?
Shoes.
Shoes? Yeah, I just wear sneakers now.
Yeah, okay,
All right,
that's another-
so-
another closet
Leo, can I
for
ask
shoes.
something?
Thank
Yeah.
you, I appreciate that.
Yes.
One of the things that you pointed out is so telling in the 1 through 10 story. And Gary Keller talks about it all the time. We way overestimate what we can do in a year and drastically underestimate what we can do in 5.
Yep.
I think this is an exercise that kind of shows that.
Yeah.
Particularly, I'm talking to Shelley.
Yeah.
She understands long-term vision and planning, and I think that's one of the things that we fall short on. We think we can do all this stuff in a year, and we just way underestimate what we can do short term.
I mean, this is one of the reasons why I love Keller Williams. Not because I'm here in the room, I actually like Keller Williams. Like if I was ever an agent, this would probably be the brokerage I would be attached to. It's because Gary's business model is a lot of the philosophies of Jim Rohn, and I'm pretty sure he was a student of him, like as well from a distance. So it resonates in the culture of Keller Williams, and it resonates with me. That's why I want to be here with you guys. Okay?
Excuse me, Leo, how do you spell Roan?
ROHN.
Okay, great, thank you.
I'm gonna give you a book of his after. Anyway, you're gonna have his name in every book. Okay? All right. All right. So I want you to pick out 4 things, preferably from your 1 category. If you don't, go to your 3. If you don't, go to your 5. I want you to just pick out 4 things, okay, and put a circle around them. These 4 things are the most important. If I did these 4 things, it would do this for my life. Like just 4 of them, circle them.
Preferably from the ones.
Preferably from the ones. Yep. And sometimes I'll go through this list and I'll look at something that I marked as a 3. I'll be like, oh, that's a 1. I can do that. Do you want to know what a 1 year goal really is? It's the thing you want the most. Even if you wrote a 10 next to it, if it's the thing you want the most, you can do it in a year. It's possible. All right. So underneath this list of things, you might need a fresh new piece of paper. I want you to write down those 4 goals that you picked out. And there's a reason why there's only 4. Anything more than that's too many. Anything more than 4 pulls you in too many different directions. Okay. So you guys write those 4 down? Mike, do you write yours down? You have 4? Okay. Now, underneath that list So you guys wrote 4 on the list, I hope? Maybe I should have said that. 4 on the list, okay? Next to it, underneath it, the next question I want you to answer is why? Why are these 4 goals important to me? Why did I pick them? What are they going to do for me? What does it accomplish? Just a few sentences to start each one. Nothing, no dramatic paragraphs, just a couple sentences. Why did I pick them? What are they going to do for me? What does this accomplish? All right, now on this section as well, I want you to put a star next to this section. The star is an indicator for you to go back and continue building upon. Okay? So we have 2 sections of this program where we're starred. One is on the list. We want to go back to the list and keep adding to it, keep thinking openly. And then the second one is the why section of your 4. We want to keep elaborating on the why. Okay? Another good question to ask yourself is what for? The question I asked before. So it's why? What for? What's it going to do for me? What does it accomplish? Okay? All right, I want you guys to write down this quote. This is a Jim Rohn quote, not me. Okay? When the why gets stronger, the how gets easier. When the why gets stronger, the how gets easier. Remember that thing I said at the beginning? Purpose is stronger than object. Okay? The how is what gets in everybody's way. How am I ever going to do this? How am I ever going to attain this? How am I ever going to have this? How is this ever going to happen for me? And here's the thing I want to share with you guys from my own personal experience and others that I've taught this to. Okay? The how is not important. The how reveals itself. It shows up when you define your why with purpose. When you know what it's all for, why you want it, what it's going to do for you, what it's going to do for others, for family, for friends, for your community, for yourself, for your character. When you define what one of your 4 goals does for you in that section, the how just pops up, I'm telling you, it just happens. And here's what happens, okay? When you define the why, it moves it to the front of consciousness. You've literally just put on paper that this is so important to you, this is why it's important to me, this is what it's gonna do for me, this is what I'm gonna do for others. Like you've put that on paper, you've put that out into the universe, whatever you believe in, okay? And what happens is if the why is meaningful and purposeful, all of your behaviors, you won't even recognize them until a little bit down the road. They just shift. They just shift towards that goal. It pulls on you like a magnet because it means so much to you. It just pulls, okay? So the how gets easier when the why gets stronger, okay? And the drama's in the details. The details are, what's it for? Why? Why do you want the $1 million house? You know, and I use this technique with clients all the time. And I was like, you want to buy this, why? Like, why do you want to buy a single family home at 25 years old that costs $1 million? Like, what worth have you built that this is what you want? I support it, but share with me why. Do you even know? Right? Right? And we'd be amazed at how many, probably a small percentage, but how many clients just like, aha. It's like, okay, like let me get the Instagram vision out of my head and realize that Instagram photo of that magnificent house took steps to get to. wasn't the first thing they bought, unless they were a Bitcoin owner or something. You know? You know, a lot of people work to these things. Okay, so the drama's in the details of what it's for. Okay? Here's another thing to understand. The price to pay becomes nominal when it matters. So what you have to do to get there becomes so easy. It's so easy to get up in the morning with energy, with positive attitude, because you have something meaningful and purposeful pulling at you that you want to accomplish.
The price to pay becomes nominal?
When it matters. When it matters. Okay? Now, the question Shelley asked on a call on Friday. This is actually the closer. Look at that. Okay? Question Shelley asked, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was, I think you were asking, who do I have to become to attain the goals that I want? And what I want you to envision is that the question that you asked is based upon our natural limitation of thinking. We think we have to become something first. What we have to do, if you reverse it, is define what you want. Paint the picture. Okay? Draw the plan first in your mind. Build the plans of the house, the architect, everything. Then go build it. Be finished before you start. Right? So a life by design is the best life to live. A life not led by design is one designed by others. And others don't have that much left over for you. I'll tell you that much. Okay? So what do I have to become? Okay? When you uncover these top 4, when you make them your number 1 priority for this year, okay, who you become happens naturally. You become the person that wants to get up early in the morning because you're excited, because your attitude is filled with purpose. It just happens, Sean, just natural, right? So the key is this process of defining what is important, what matters, why do you want it? What's it gonna do for you? What's it gonna do for others? And then all of a sudden your outlook on the future is no longer, well, what if? Your outlook on the future is like very like exciting. It's like, I can't wait for this to happen. Like, I can't wait. Like, I can't wait for tomorrow. I can't wait for that next client to tell me no. Every no gets you closer to a yes, right? Art? Right?
Yeah.
So it makes what you, the price that you have to pay, which is the effort, the action, the vulnerability, it makes it so easy to go through because you're being pulled by something stronger. Okay? So last thing I want to share with you guys is my 2025 goals. Okay? And this is what I encourage you guys to do. When you come up with your 4, print it, frame it. Well, I'll read them up. Don't worry. I'll read them up. And I'll tell you the mistake that I made was I did 6.
I was like, I had 5. I
Yeah.
added an extra one.
Try to go to 4. Try to stick to 4, okay? One of my goals was not attained, okay? It was best physical and mental shape of my life. It wasn't well defined, right? So why didn't I attain that? Like, yeah, I want to be healthier. Yeah, I want to work out. Yeah, I want to be like in better shape as I get older. I want to live longer because I have this like positive outlook on life that I want to live till like I'm 200 if I can. I just want to experience it all. So that wasn't well defined. So it didn't happen. Am I in the best physical and mental shape of my life? Probably not. I don't think I am. I'm not. Okay. Then I had a small goal of saving an additional $20,000 in like this little bucket of money that I put away. So not our overall savings, just a additional 20K that like I wouldn't like tell anyone about, but I just kind of throw away. Okay. Hit that goal. Second one is a reversal. It's a surgical procedure. Got that done. Other one was a family vacation. Right? Why? Because it was important to me. It drove memories, drove excitement. So I went to Rehoboth Beach for the first time this summer. It's a little day trip. Okay? Read 12 books. I made that a primary goal because last year's goal was 24. I didn't hit it. The year before that was 24, I read 30. So I fell off the wagon, it happens, okay? So I made it 12 this past year, and I'm on like book number 15. Why? Because I know one of the things that affects us is knowledge. What I know and what I don't know affects my attitude and what I'm going to accomplish in life, okay? And then the top one was a business goal, 65 transactions. We're at like 85 for the year. So, doing good there. So, stick with 4. I can tell you that when I do 4, it's like you'll be amazed. Your 1-year goal will be like, it's only been 4 months. And I want you to call me. Be like, Leo, it only took 4 months to hit one of my goals. Insane. Insane. All of a sudden, that creates belief. And the next time you do this in 6 months, whether it's on your own or with me if you want it again, now your list is like a child. Just like build it because you believe it's possible. Okay? So I have a couple of gifts for you guys. Bookmark, pen, and the Jim Rohn Guide to Goal Setting. This is for you guys to take with you. Okay? But that's the goal setting seminar for today.
Thank you.